Hello everybody, Shannon Bengford with the Hobbit Music Academy online today doing a makeup lesson, really a tutorial on how to play the first part of Ghostbusters. I'm going to make two videos. I'm also going to show, since this is a makeup lesson, how to do groove scales, which is just playing scales in your right hand with a beat in your left hand. So if you're watching this as a makeup lesson, first we're going to practice groove scales, just a new way of playing scales with a left hand, steady left hand, and then I'll show you how to play Ghostbusters as a beginner, intermediate, and advanced version. Here we go. Alright, so technically this is in the key of A. Well, actually, no, it's in the key of E. Sorry, it's technically in the key of E. So this is the E scale here. It has 4 sharps. Alright, so if we use that as our basis for learning the groove scale, so the new scale for this week is going to be E. It has E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, and E. 4 sharps. Alright, you can just write this down. E, F sharp, G sharp, tuck under to A, B, C sharp, D sharp, and E. And these are the notes that we use in Ghostbusters. It doesn't start on E though. It's kind of weird because it's 5, 4, 1 as far as the chords go. So it's 5, 4, 1. 5, B is the 5, A is the 4, and E is the 1. So groove scales are where you just keep a steady beat in your left hand, and you play the scale to a beat. So if you're playing the E scale, you're going to keep a steady E down here and go like this. And you have to repeat the top note. Alright, so if you're a student of mine and you haven't done the E scale, learn the E scale this week and practice it to a beat like this. Okay? This is a groove scale. Alright, eventually we can do things like patterns or arpeggios. And that's why I call them groove scales, because we learn to play a steady groove with our left hand, a pattern or a common bass line for rock songs and stuff, or pop songs. It could be octaves eventually, but we'll play the scale in the right hand and you keep a beat in the left hand. You could also do it with chords, so if that's really easy, we can move it up an octave here. Here's your E chord, E, G sharp, B. So that's your beat, and then you play your scale up here like this. Alright, so that's how you do a groove scale, where you don't play the scales. You should still practice them that way with both hands, but then you should practice it to a beat. Alright, so for the first part of the lesson, you should review all the scales you've done so far, which probably starts with C. Here's the C chord. Alright, and try playing that to a beat, and then move up to G. Play it a couple times each. And then D. And then A. 3 sharps. Like that. And then E, the new one. Alright, you can do it with just the root of the scale, the letter of the scale, E, or the E chord, just for starters, okay? Alright, so back to the key of E. Alright, so there's a couple loops you can practice playing, and that we'll try with the recording on Ghostbusters, alright? So the first loop, and we're going to go way down here to like a low B. Alright, and here's the bass line riff of part 1 of Ghostbusters. Alright, we're going to leave this little fancy middle part out right now so we can just hit the roots of the chords. This is a fancy bass line that if you're advanced, intermediate, or advanced, we can add in. But if you're a beginner, you're really just going to play the B and then this A and the E. And these are the roots of the chords. The B chord, 2 B's with your pinky, and then we got to kind of open our hand up here and get our thumb on A and then our 3 on E. And this is the shape we want to be in, even if we're going to play these fancy in-between notes eventually. So the first loop to practice is just 1 and 2 E and a 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, dun 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 dun. If there's something strange and it don't look good, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. There's an invisible man sleeping in your bed. Who you gonna call? And the tricky part of the rhythm is the first is a TT. So it's like TT, and then we hold, ta, ta. T, T, hold, ta, ta. 1 and 2 E and a 3, 4. These are 16th notes, and so we count them 2 E and a. We'll get this. 1 and 2 E and 3, 4. 1 and 2 E and 3, 4. Good. I'll demonstrate this little in-between riff after we go over the chords here. So that's loop 1. Pause the video. Try playing that with the recording. Alright, that's whenever he's singing, that's it. Alright, part 2 will be the instrumental part that goes. Alright, I'll make a video for that. Alright, right hand chords. We have B major here, B, D, F sharp, okay? B, D sharp, F sharp. B, actually it's D sharp, sorry, I missed the sharp here. Let me fix that on my board here. Okay, so B, D, F sharp. Now normally, if you're a beginner, you've been playing chords with 1, 3, 5 a lot, but we actually want to open our hand a little bit and play this with 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 4. Alright, and that's what we're going to hit with the B's. 1 and for now we're just going to hold that. 1 and, even when this riff happens, 1 and ba-ba-dum, and then we're going to hit the A, E, 1 and 2 and ba-ba, 1 and 2, 3, 4. So let's get these chords. So here's the B chord. That's a normal B chord. Root position, B on the bottom, D sharp, F sharp. Alright, now the next chord is an A chord, but we're going to use an inversion. The A is going to be on top. That's where our pinky is right here. So there's our pinky. Our number 3 is already on E. See? 5, 3 on E. And we're going to shift this number 2 that was on D sharp to C sharp, actually, down. Like this. So this is your A chord. So if just practice from B to A, it would be B, D. Alright, these two fingers should already be lined up if you're using 1, 2, 4. Alright, so B to A. It's an inverted A. Now this A is normally down here. A, C sharp, E. We're putting it up on top where our pinky is here. We got 1 and 2 and then this A chord. 1 and 2, A. You can practice that. And then to move from A to E, we keep the E. That's number 3. Alright, our thumb is already on B like it was over here. So there's your B, E, and then we slide this pinky down to G sharp. Alright, so here's your A chord to the E chord. I'll play it in a row a couple times, alright? So you can pause the video and spell these out and practice going A, E, A, E, A, E, A, E, just to get this move down. This is probably the trickiest one. 2, 3, 5 on the A, and then 1, 3, 5 on the G sharp. So the right hand goes bum bum dun 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 dun. 1 and 2, 3. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. You can think of it like T T ta ta ta. T T ta ta ta. Something strange, and it don't look good. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! Just like this, right? There's an invisible man sleeping in your bed. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! Alright, and then it goes in the instrumental. That'll be part 2. Alright, so that's loop number 2. You can play along with the first part of the recording, just practicing these chords. These two are inverted, so that's the tricky part. So you really gotta, slow the video down and line your fingers up and see if you can get these moves down. All right, they're a little bit more advanced than just playing the regular E and A in root position. But if we did that, we'd have to jump all around, and that would be harder. Okay, all right. So we're gonna put these two together now. We're still gonna leave this out. So we're gonna put our pinky down on B, find our B chord with 1, 2, 4. I'm gonna go 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and you start slow like this, and then work yourself up to speed. So that's a B chord, 2 B chords, then an A and an E. If there's something strange and it don't look good, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! There's an invisible man sleeping in your bed. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! And it goes to the instrumental part. Alright, and that'll be in part 2 again. Alright, now, for those who are more advanced or would want to learn to sing and play this for a show or something, here's the real bass line. Sometimes it goes like, sometimes it double hits the A. So we're going to put, So if we're already in 5 and 1 and 3, we're already sort of lined up to hit these notes with our other two fingers here. So you have the two B's, and you get D sharp, E, F sharp. Really quickly, it's 2E end, 2E end, 2E end. 1 end, 2E end, and then there's a little bit of a rest for just a quarter of a beat. 1 end, 2E end. So let me write the fingerings in here. There's really two options. If you're strong enough, if you're developed enough to use every finger here, this is probably the best way to do it. And it seems like I'm kind of just rolling my wrist up to the A. 1 and 2E and a 3, 4. 1 and 2E and a 3, 4. 1 and 2E and a 3, 4. So the fingerings here are 2, 3, 4. That's how I was doing it. Now if that's too hard, you could sort of cheat and use number 3 to just slide off D sharp to E like this. 4 is our weakest finger, so if you just use number 3, alright, you can use 3 to slide. So this would be loop number 3 to practice. If we got the beginner loop down, we're adding in these red notes. 1 and 2E and 3, 4. 1 and 2E and 3, 4. If there's something strange and it don't look good, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. Alright, here's the two hands together. If there's something strange, if it don't look good, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. Okay? Alright, if you want the instrumental riff for the intro, it goes like this. I didn't write that on the board, but it's 2 on B, C sharp, D sharp. I can write it down real quick. It goes B, B, D sharp, B, I forgot to write it down, and then C sharp, A, and then the second pass through is B, 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 4 B's, B, 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 A, B. That's going to put 2 on B, that's 4, 2, 3, 1 is your position actually. Here's the instrumental riff. 1, 1, da, 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 rest. Da, 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 1. So there's a little bit of a rest right before you start the riff. Alright, kind of hard to put this with this. This is easier to sing over. So it goes 1. Yeah, this rest is an 8th rest. So your 2 B's in the left hand are like this. And it starts with this, and then you get the 2 B's here. This is a quarter rest. And then the riff starts underneath this here. Alright, so you can just sort of copy this. Alright, here we go. So this is the A and the E in your left hand right here. Alright, so this is your left hand here. Should have wrote this down, sorry. So this could be the intro. And you go, if there's something strange, and you jump with the chords. Alright, so there's the instrumental part. Thumb on A, these 4 notes. The tricky part again is there's a rest before the riff starts, so you have to hit these B's, I'm sorry, these B's in your left hand first. Now for the more advanced, you can actually make the chord something like this. Alright, good luck with the first part of Ghostbusters. This is part 1. Check my YouTube channel. I will have part 2 up this week just as well. That goes over the instrumental. Like that, okay? Alright, good luck.